Nobody saw this coming. Welcome to Gooner's Report, your trusted source for Arsenal updates, analysis and fan reactions. Subscribe now and join the Gunners community. Arsenal forever.
It was supposed to be the start of something special. A bold move, a calculated gamble, a young talent stepping out of his comfort zone to accelerate his rise. Instead, it turned into one of the most brutal lessons football can deliver, all in the space of a few minutes, hundreds of miles away, with nothing he could do to stop it. On Wednesday night, Ethan Nwaneri watched his Champions League hopes vanish, not because of a mistake he made, not because of a defeat he played in, but because of a goalkeeper scoring a goal in Portugal with the final kick of the game. This is the story of a lone move that promised Europe, a competition decided by chaos, and a reminder that football development is never a straight line. When Arsenal sanctioned Ethan Nwaneri's lone move to Olympique Marseille, the logic was clear. Game time, pressure, responsibility, and exposure to European football. At just 17 years old, Nwaneri has already lived a career many players can only dream of: Premier League debut history, first-team involvement, and a reputation as one of England's brightest attacking prospects. But Arsenal knew something important. Talent alone isn't enough. Minutes matter, experience matters, a massive club, a demanding fan base, a coach in Roberto De Zerbi renowned for developing young players, and, crucially, a team competing in the Champions League. For Nwaneri, it looked like the perfect next step, and that's why Marseille became the destination. Nwaneri wasted no time announcing himself. On his Marseille debut, the Arsenal loanee found the back of the net, helping Les Olympiens secure victory over RC Lens. It was the ideal start. Confidence, belief, validation. The move was already paying off, but there was a complication lurking in the background, one that would soon turn excitement into frustration. Despite being part of Marseille's squad, Nwaneri was not registered for their final Champions League phase match. UEFA regulations made it impossible. The timing of the loan meant he could only watch from the stands as Marseille took on Club Brugge, knowing that his presence on the pitch could make no difference. For a young player desperate to test himself at the highest level, that alone was painful. But what followed was far worse. From the opening stages, things went wrong for Marseille. Club Brugge struck early, then struck again. Mamadou Diakon, Romeo Vermont. 2 goals in quick succession. Total control for the Belgian side. Marseille were rattled. The atmosphere shifted. Qualification suddenly looked uncertain. When Alexander Stankovic added a 3rd goal in the 79th minute, the damage seemed done. And yet, somehow, Marseille were still alive. Despite losing 3-0, Marseille were clinging on. Goal difference, other results, fine margins. As things stood late into the night, Les Olympiens were scraping into the top 24, just enough to reach the knockout phase of the Champions League. It wasn't pretty, but it was enough, or so they thought. While Marseille suffered quietly, chaos was unfolding elsewhere. In Portugal, Benfica were leading Real Madrid 3-2. Not only that Madrid were down to 9 men, the game was entering stoppage time. Benfica were already celebrating qualification. Then football decided to remind everyone why it's the most unforgiving sport in the world. Deep into added time, Benfica won a free kick, and their goalkeeper Anatoly Trubin went forward. One last roll of the dice, one final moment. The ball was delivered into the box. Trubin attacked it, and unbelievably, he scored. The goalkeeper found the back of the net with the final kick of the game. Pandemonium in Portugal. Qualification secured, history made. And in France, devastation. That single goal knocked Marseille out of the Champions League. The consequences were immediate. Champions League exit. No playoff round. £825,000 in prize money lost. For a club operating under financial pressure, that money mattered. But the emotional impact was just as heavy. A European campaign ended not by their own final whistle, but by a goalkeeper hundreds of miles away. For Nwaneri, the blow cut deeper. One of the biggest attractions of the Marseille loan was Champions League football. Not just training, not just squad involvement, actual European nights. Now, that door is closed. No knockout matches, no European exposure this season, no chance to test himself against the elite. For a teenager hungry to learn, that hurts. And he didn't even get the chance to influence the outcome. Former England captain Steven Gerrard spoke last week about why the move made so much sense. He believed Europe was a crucial part of Nwaneri's development. He said this was a win for everyone: Arsenal, Marseille and the player. A chance to learn under De Zerbi. A chance to experience different leagues, different cultures, different pressures. And Gerrard was right, even now. Despite the Champions League heartbreak, this loan still makes sense. Nwaneri will play more football. He will face physical defenders, hostile crowds, different tactical demands.
One of the most highly anticipated fixtures on the Premier League calendar is here once again, as Arsenal and Manchester United renew their historic rivalry at the Emirates Stadium on Sunday afternoon. This is a clash loaded with narrative, pressure and momentum on both sides. Arsenal come into this game sitting comfortably at the top of the Premier League table, holding a huge 15-point advantage over Manchester United and a 7-point lead over both Manchester City and Aston Villa. Even after a frustrating 0-0 draw away at Nottingham Forest last weekend, the Gunners still managed to extend their lead thanks to slip-ups elsewhere. And if there were any doubts about Arsenal's sharpness, they were firmly answered on Tuesday night. Mikel Arteta's side travelled to Milan and delivered a statement performance, beating Inter Milan 3-1 at the San Siro. That result confirmed Arsenal's place in the Champions League last 16 and restored confidence after 2 goalless league draws. The finishing was back, the energy was back, and the belief was back. Now attention fully turns back to domestic duty and a huge test against Manchester United. United arrive in North London in improved spirits after a surprise derby win over Manchester City. That victory not only boosted their own top 4 hopes, but also helped Arsenal at the top. The Red Devils now sit 5th in the league, just 1 point behind Liverpool in 4th, meaning they come to the Emirates with confidence and something to fight for. From an Arsenal perspective, this game is about control, authority, and maintaining momentum. In terms of team news, Arsenal are still dealing with a few injury concerns, particularly in defence. Piero Hincapié remains unavailable. The Ecuadorian picked up a thigh injury during the goalless draw with Liverpool earlier this month, and there is still no confirmed return date. He continues to be monitored by the medical staff. Riccardo Calafiori is also ruled out. The Italian defender has been struggling with a muscle problem for several weeks and is not expected back until mid-February, with the Wigan Athletic game penciled in as a possible return. Young winger Max Dowman is also sidelined. The 16-year-old suffered an ankle injury during an under-21 friendly in December and is still a few weeks away from making a competitive comeback. The good news for Arsenal is that there are no suspension concerns ahead of this match, and rotation in midweek has left several key players fresh. Against Inter Milan, Arteta made 7 changes from the side that drew with Nottingham Forest. That decision now looks very deliberate. Martin Odegaard was given a full rest and will be completely fresh for Sunday. Ben White, Gabriel and Declan Rice all started on the bench in Italy and only featured briefly in the second half, meaning their minutes were carefully managed. All signs point to those senior players returning to the starting 11 against Manchester United. While Miles Lewis-Skelly and Christian Mosquera impressed in Milan, Arteta is likely to prioritise experience and leadership for such a high-intensity Premier League fixture. One of the biggest talking points is up front. Gabriel Jesus made a powerful statement in midweek, scoring twice and producing one of his most complete performances of the season. His movement, link-up play and ability to operate in tight spaces caused Inter real problems. Victor Gyökeres did come off the bench to score, but the balance Jesus brings could make him the preferred option from the start against United, especially against a defence that can be aggressive and physical. This match feels like a moment for Arsenal to send another message. They are top of the table, full of confidence and playing with maturity. United will be dangerous, motivated and confident after their derby win. But the Emirates Stadium has become a fortress under Arteta, especially in big games. So Arsenal fans, how are you feeling heading into this one? Should Gabriel Jesus start ahead of Gyökeres? Do you expect Arteta to go full strength or manage minutes again? And how important is this match psychologically in the title race? Drop your predictions and opinions in the comments. Like the video, subscribe for daily Arsenal updates, and stay locked in because this Premier League season is entering a defining stage.